Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we have a special trade deadline edition of Cubs Baseball. We'll run down a few deals the Cubs made before we begin today's game. First off, the Cubs have shipped Marcell Ozuna and Jose Quintana to the Tampa Bay Rays in exchange for left-handed pitcher Blake Snell. Snell led the American League in both wins and ERA 2 years ago, so hopefully the Cubs are thinking that he's going to return to that form. The Cubs also made a deal with the rival Cardinals, where they have brought in outfielders Jay Bruce and Tyler O'Neill, along with pitcher Junior Fernandez, in exchange for Alec Mills, Kirby Yates, Albert Alzolay, and a variety of minor leaguers. Now, on to today's game. We are going to see that the Cubs are back at home today, facing the Milwaukee Brewers for the first of a 3-game series. 7-game homestand altogether, as the Braves will come to Chicago next. For today's game, we are going to witness a pitching duel between Mike Clevinger, who the Cubs traded for about a week ago, but making his first start off of a rehab assignment. He is making start number 17, coming in at a 9-3 record with 2.82 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP. Opposing him will be Josh Lindblom, who is making appearance number 28 of the season. He is 5-9, 3.31 ERA, 1.11 WHIP. The Cubs lineup today will be Happ, Santana, Bryant, Bogarts, Tauschman, Bradley, Hayward, Ramos, and Clevinger. The Brewers lineup will feature Kane, Urias, Yelich, Hiraya, Morrison, Navarez, Gyorko, Holt, and Lindblom. It is 76 degrees on a beautiful summer day in Chicago. Wind blowing in off the lake at 9 mph. And let's head to the field for the first pitch. Clevinger standing on the mound, facing Lorenzo Cain. The sounds of the national anthem are just fading into the background. The Brewers come in 4th place in the NL Central at 46-61. The Cubs, 3rd place, still stuck in that rut in the Central at 51-57. And the Brewers have taken 7 of 13 so far this season. Clevinger standing on the mound, dealing, and the first hitter, Kane, is going to have a single on a 1-1 fastball. So Kane is standing on first. Clevinger now facing Urias with nobody out, 1 man on. Here's a 3-1 count from Clevinger. And that is inside for ball 4. So Clevinger allows the first 2 runners to reach, and now he's going to face Yelich with 2 on and nobody out. Clevinger pitching with a 3-0 count, and he walks Yelich on 4 straight pitches. I guess that's better than allowing a home run, so let's see what happens next. Keston Hiraya is the next batter for the Brewers. He is going to face Urias with a full count, nobody out, and that is way outside for ball 4. Clevinger walks in the run. Hiraya is credited with the RBI. The Brewers now lead 1-0. And Logan Morrison is now the batter. With the bases loaded, still nobody out. Here's a 1-ball pitch. And Morrison pops it up to right. That should be playable. It is caught. The throw goes home. The runner comes home. And Hayward's throw is just a little bit late. So the Brewers now have a 2-0 lead on the sacrifice fly off the bat of Logan Morrison. Omar Narvaez now batting with 1 out and runners on the corners. The runner Yelich also tagged up and went from 2nd to 3rd. And there's a throw over to first on a pickoff attempt. The ball gets away and the runners are going to score. That'll be the 3rd run of the inning for the Brewers. Charge the error to Clevenger for the bad throw. Hyura now advances to second as well. 3-0 Milwaukee, top of the first inning. There's a grounder to second. The throw goes to first, and that will be the second out of the inning. Happ over to Santana for the putout. Hyura advances to third, and now Gyorko is the batter. 2 outs, runner 90 feet away. Here's a 1-2 pitch. And Clevenger strikes him out looking. Well, Clevenger allows 3 runs on only 1 hit and an error in the top of the first inning. We go to the bottom of the first, 3-0 Milwaukee. Lindblom will face Happ in the bottom of the first inning. 1 strike count. Lindblom looking for the sign. Cubs need to start coming back, making a dent in this Brewer lead. And that'll be a ground ball past first base into right field. Ian Happ has a leadoff single. Oh, he's rounding first and heading for second. Very aggressive base running, and Happ slides in safely to second base as he has a leadoff double for the Cubs. Santana now the batter. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here's a 1-2 count, and he hits it up the middle. That's a ground ball. The second baseman dives, but he has no play. Hyura is not able to get a handle on it. And Lindblom, it looks like, injured his elbow on the play. Lindblom is going to be taken out of this game as the trainer walks out to examine him and determines that he is not going to be able to continue to pitch. So the Brewers go to the bullpen early with the Lindblom injury, and Quentin Torres Costa is going to be the new Brewer pitcher. He has only thrown an inning and 2/3 this season and allowed no runs. Chris Bryant will be the batter. There are runners on the corners, nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Bryant waiting for the first pitch. And there goes the runner. He slides into second safely. That'll be a stolen base for Santana, number 14 on the season. Chris Bryant still batting. Here's a full count pitch. That is low and in for ball 4. Bryant draws the walk, and the Cubs now have the bases loaded with nobody out. Bogart's now the batter. Bases full, nowhere to put him. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and he pops it up in foul territory. The catcher heads over. It looks playable, and Navarra drops it. Oh, he had a line on it, and he lost it in the sun. So Bogarts getting a second opportunity. Here's a full count pitch to Bogarts now, with the bases loaded, nobody out. That is outside for ball 4. Well, the error for the Brewers just cost him a run, as Bogarts fights his way back to draw the walk. It is now 3-1 Milwaukee. Tauschman now batting. Bases still loaded, nobody out. And Tauschman hits that one high to right center field. That could be, it is gone! Tauschman has a grand slam home run, 389 feet into the basket in right field. And Tauschman has just made this a 5-3 ball game. So the Cubs come storming back in the bottom of the first inning, and now Jackie Bradley is the batter. Cubs now up by 2 in the bottom of the first inning, and still nobody out. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Bradley grounds to second. The throw goes to first, and that is out number 1. Hayward now batting. 1 out, nobody on. 3-0 pitch to Hayward. That is outside. Hayward shows a good eye, and he draws the walk. Number 43 on the season for Jason Hayward. Ramos now batting. 1 out, 1 man on. Wilson Ramos waiting for the 0-2 pitch. And he hits that one on the ground to short. The throw goes to second, and that gets Hayward retired at second base for the second out. However, Hayward breaks up the double play, and that'll bring up Clevenger with 2 outs and a runner on first. 1-1 pitch to Clevenger. Popped up on the right side. That'll be playable. Logan Morrison has it. That is out number 3. Well, the Cubs come charging back in the bottom of the first inning, scoring 5 times on 3 hits. and the beneficiaries of a Brewer error. It is now 5-3 Chicago going into the top of the second. Clevenger, hopefully settling down here in the top of the second inning, will face Brock Holt to lead off. Here's a full count pitch to Brock Holt. That is a swing and a miss for strike 3, and Holt is the first strikeout of the inning. Second punch out of the day for Clevenger, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Quentin Torres Costa. First pitch from Clevenger. Grounder to the right side. Happ has it. Throws to first, and that is out number 2. Kane now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. 1 strike pitch. And that is popped up. Foul territory. Wilson Ramos has a line on it. He makes the catch for out number 3. Well, Clevenger certainly settled down nicely that inning. We go to the bottom of the second. It is 5-3 Chicago. Ian Happ leading off again for the Cubs here in the the bottom of the second inning. Happ waiting for the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Costa records his first strikeout of the day, and now Santana will bat. 1 ball count, 1 out. And Santana pops it up on the right side. Morrison heading over, calls off the pitcher, and makes the catch for out number 2. Bryant now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. And there will be a new pitcher. The Brewers have now brought in lefty Alex Claudio. Did something happen to Costa? Nope, they just decided to take him out. All right. I wonder if we have an update on Lindblom at all. He is out 5 to 6 weeks with elbow inflammation. Well, bad news for Mr. Lindblom, but Chris Bryant now the batter, facing lefty Alex Claudio. Claudio has thrown 47 innings this year, 15 walks, 32 strikeouts, and a 3.64 ERA. Claudio with a full count, looking for the sign. And here's the payoff pitch to Chris Bryant. That is outside for ball 4, and Claudio walks Bryant with 2 outs, bringing up Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts batting with a 2-2 count and 2 outs, and he hits it on the ground sharply, but right at the shortstop. The throw goes to second, and Bryant is retired for out number 3. Well, the Cubs do not score. We go to the top of the third, 5-3 Chicago. Urias facing Clevenger, top of the third inning. 2-2 count, Clevenger working. That's lined into right field. That's going all the way to the wall. Hayward is chasing. He plays it on the warning track, throwing back into second, and that is going to be a lead-off double for Julio Urias. Hayward's throw was just a little bit late, and Urias slides in safely. Christian Yelich now batting. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position, and that one gets away. That is a wild pitch. Ramos chasing to the backstop as Urias advances to third. So Yelich now batting with a 3-0 count, and he watches ball 4 go by low. So that's walk number 4 on the day for Clevenger, bringing up Keston Hiura. Runners are on the corners with nobody out in the top of the third inning. Clevenger in another jam, working with a 1-2 count. That is popped up to left. Coming in and making the catch is Tauschman for out number 1. That was shallow enough that Urias was not able to tag up and score. Bringing up Logan Morrison now with 1 out, runners still on the corners, and a 1-ball count from Clevenger. Here it comes. Popped up to right. This probably will be deep enough. Hayward waiting for it. He makes the play, throwing home. It's a close play and safe at home. Urias slides in safely and makes this a 1-run ball game. So, Navarez now coming up with 2 outs and a runner on first. Full count pitch to Navarez, and there's a grounder to second. Happ has it, throws to first to retire the side. The Brewers score 1, and they make this a 5-4 ball game in favor of the Cubs. Tauschman now batting for the Cubs, leading off in the bottom of the third inning. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Alex Claudio. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Tauschman heads back to the dugout. Very disappointed in that at bat. Jackie Bradley now the batter. With 1 out, nobody on. 1 ball count. Bradley waiting for the pitch. That's lined into left center field. That's going to be extra bases as that is high off the wall. Bradley rounds first, heading for second. He slides into second. He has a double. 1 out double for Jackie Bradley. Gives the Cubs a runner in scoring position with Jason Hayward coming up. Hayward drawing a walk in his last at-bat. Now waits for the 1-ball pitch. And Hayward hits it sharply, but on the ground towards second. The throw goes to first, and Hayward is retired. Bradley alertly advances to third on that ground out, and now Ramos is the batter. 2 outs, runner 90 feet away, and they're going to intentionally walk Ramos. They're going to put him on first and face the pitcher's spot. However, Kerry Wood says, no, Clevenger's day is over. I'm going to send up a pinch hitter, Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill making his first appearance with the Cubs today. Pinch hitting for the starting pitcher, Clevenger, in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Tyler O'Neill batting with a 2-2 count, and he lines that one into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. The runner scores from third, and the pinch hitting move pays off as Tyler O'Neill drives in a run to make this a 6-4 Cub lead. And now the Brewers manager is going to counter with another relief pitcher. This time it's Sam Coonrod. He's coming up, 35 2/3 innings thrown, 23 walks, 28 strikeouts, and a 5.55 ERA. He will face Ian Happ, who will step in from the left side against the righty Coonrod. 2 outs, 2 men on, and Happ is the batter with an 0-2 count. Waiting for the pitch. Happ swings and misses for strike 3, so Coonrod gets out of the inning. The Cubs do score and extend the lead back out. It is now 6-4. Casey Sadler is going to be the new pitcher for the Cubs. He comes up in the top of the 4th inning to face Giorgio, Holt, and the pitcher's spot. So Kerry Wood going to his bullpen early today. I think if we look, we'll see that Mr. Clevenger he'd thrown 56 pitches through 3 innings, but those 4 walks, that's kind of a killer. So Giorgio facing Sadler with a 1-2 count. Sadler looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Grounder towards short. Bogarts has it, throws to first, and that is out number 1. Brock Holt now the batter. With 1 out, nobody on base, full count pitch. Sadler working. That is strike 3 called. Sadler gets him on the fastball on the outside part of the plate. And now Coonrod would be the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Full count pitch to Coonrod. And a check swing, strike 3 as the umpire rings him up. So Sadler strikes out 2, sends this game to the bottom of the 4th with a 6-4 Cub lead. Coonrod facing Santana, bottom of the 4th inning. 1-2 count. Santana waiting for the pitch. That's a grounder towards second. There is no throw over to first, though, as Hyera cannot get it out of his glove. So infield hit for Santana to lead off the 4th, bringing up Chris Bryant. Bryant batting, first pitch, and Santana takes off. He slides, and he is safe. Stolen base number 15 on the season, 2 in this game for Santana. And he is now in scoring position with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Bryant popping it up to center field. That is going to be playable. As Kane has it, he makes the catch for out number 1. Bogarts now the batter, 1 out. Runner on second, 2-2 pitch to Bogarts. That's lined down the right field line. That's going to drive in the run. Oh, no, the runner stops. The third base coach puts on the stop sign. They do not want to test the arm of Holt out there in right field. So Santana stops at third. Bogarts has a single. There's now runners on the corners for Mike Tauschman with 1 out. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and Tauschman swings and misses for strike 3. So Tauschman heads back to the dugout. There are now 2 outs, runners on the corners, and Jackie Bradley is the next batter. He will face Coonrod with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Coonrod gets a couple of strikeouts to work his way out of the jam. The Cubs do not score despite stranding 2. Going to the top of the 5th, it is 6-4 Chicago. Casey Sadler coming out for inning of work number 2. He will face Kane, Urias, and Yelich in the Brewers half of the 5th inning. Here's a full count pitch to Lorenzo Kane. Ground ball to second. Happ has it. Throws over to Santana for out number 1. Julio Urias now coming up. 1 out, nobody on. 3-0 pitch. Sadler looking for the sign. Here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 4. So Sadler, issuing the 1-out walk, will now face Christian Yelich, who actually represents the tying run in this ball game. Yelich waiting for the 1-2 pitch. And that is popped up deep left center field, but not quite deep enough, as Bradley makes the catch on the warning track for out number 1. Out number 2. And now Keston Hiura is going to be the batter. However, he is going to face new Cub pitcher Junior Fernandez, who came over also from the Cardinals in that deal that was just executed earlier today. So Fernandez, the pitcher, he has thrown 21 innings this year, allowed 19 walks, 21 strikeouts, and a 6.43 ERA. He is going to face Hiura with 2 outs and a runner on first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fernandez looking for the sign. And here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3 at the changeup. So Fernandez gets the job done, gets the Cubs out of the inning. And now we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 6-4 Chicago. Ray Black will be the new pitcher for the Brewers. I feel like both teams are going to come close to going through their whole bullpens today. Black has thrown 46 2/3 innings, 24 walks, 59 strikeouts, and a 4.05 ERA. Black will face Hayward, Ramos, and the pitcher's spot in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-ball count. Hayward standing in, waiting for the pitch. That's a sharp grounder to second. The throw goes to first, and Hayward is retired for out number 1. Ramos now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 1 strike count. Ramos waiting for the pitch. That's grounded to third. The throw goes to first, and Ramos is slow enough that they were able to get him out for out number 2. And now Junior Fernandez will be allowed to bat for himself with 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here is a full count pitch, and he takes inside for ball 4. Black walking Fernandez, bringing up Ian Happ now with 2 outs and a runner on first. Full count pitch, and Happ strikes out looking. The fastball smokes in there at 98, and Happ just watches it go by. So the Cubs get a runner but do not score. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It is a 6-4 Cub lead. Junior Fernandez will face Logan Morrison to lead off the Brewers half of the 6th inning. Here's a 3-0 count from Junior Fernandez. And that is outside. It is ball 4 on the changeup. So he heads down to first on the walk, and Navarez is the next batter. First pitch to Omar Navarez. Here it comes. That is hit high to right center field, or right field, right down the line. And that is going to be a home run as Hayward looks up and watches it fly into the seats. 383 feet for Omar Navarez. This game is now tied at 6. As a industrious fan throws the ball back out onto the field. Giorgio now the batter. Newly tied ball game. Fernandez still pitching in the top of the 6th inning. Full count. Fernandez working to Giorgio. That is inside for ball 4. He issues another walk. And Junior Fernandez is just really struggling today. He'll now face Brock Holt. You know, aside from that one strikeout that he recorded in the last inning, his control really doesn't seem to have been working very well for him today. He's facing Brock Holt now with a 2-2 count. And Holt lines that one into center field. Bradley plays it on a hop. That's going to be a base hit. The throw goes to third. However, that's a single as Giorgio takes second. And now a pinch hitter, Aversale Garcia, will come up for the Brewers. He's pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot here in the top of the 6th inning. There are runners on first and second and still nobody out. 1-2 count. Fernandez with the pitch. Popped up. Left side. Bryant heads over. Calls off Ramos. And makes the play for out number 1. And now, finally, we get a new relief pitcher. Edwin Diaz is brought in. He's thrown 40 innings this year. Allowed 16 walks, 59 strikeouts, and a 3.15 ERA. Diaz will face Lorenzo Cain here in the Brewers' half of the 6th inning with 1 out and 2 runners on base. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Diaz working. Grounder to first. Santana has it. Flips to the pitcher covering the base, and that is out number 2. Excellent defensive play by Santana. He probably saved a run. If that had gotten by him, it would have gone all the way back into the right field corner. So now Urias is batting with second and third and 2 outs. The Cubs playing the infield back in this tie game. Urias waiting for the 1-strike pitch. And that is popped up on the infield. The second baseman, Happ, goes back. He calls off Santana and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Brewers tie the game, but Diaz does get out of the inning without allowing any more runs. So we go to the bottom of the 6th of a 6-6 tie. Devin Williams will be the new pitcher for the Brewers. He comes in having thrown 46 innings, 50 walks, 63 strikeouts, 7.43 ERA. He is facing Danny Santana to lead off the Cubs' half of the 6th inning. Here is a full count pitch from Devin Williams. Looking for the sign. And here it comes. Outside, way outside for ball 4. Danny Santana does not even have to really think about that one as he flips the bat away and heads over to first. Chris Bryant now the batter. With nobody out, runner on first, Cubs trying to break this 6-6 tie. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Bryant. Popped up. The catcher and third baseman both head over in foul territory. Giorgio makes the play for out number 1. Xander Bogaerts now the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. 2-0 pitch. And Bogaerts hits it pretty hard. Deep left field, going back, but that's going to be playable on the warning track. Yelich makes the catch for out number 2. Well, Bogaerts certainly gave it a ride, but it came up just a few feet short, and now Tauschman is the batter with 2 outs and a runner on first. Full count pitch to Mike Tauschman. That is outside for ball 4. Tauschman heads down to first. Santana heads to second, and that brings up Jackie Bradley. The 2-out walk puts 2 runners on with 2 outs. And here's a 1-strike pitch. Grounder to second. The throw goes to first, and the side is retired. The Cubs strand 2. We go to the top of the 7th inning. It is a 6-6 ball game. Diaz, remaining in the game, his spot comes up third in the next half inning. He will face Yelich, Hyura, and Morrison here in the top of the 7th inning. Full count pitch from Edwin Diaz. Here it comes. That is low for ball 4. Diaz issues the leadoff walk. And Yelich is on first as Hyura comes up. Full count pitch to Hyura. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That was actually ball 4, but he fooled him and got him to chase it. So now 1 out. And Kerry Wood's going to make another pitching change. He is going to bring in the lefty, Sean Doolittle, as 3 out of the next 4 Brewers batters are in fact lefties. He'll face Logan Morrison to start out with 1 out and 1 man on. Doolittle working. That's a liner right at the first baseman, Santana. Man, he reached up and snagged that one, and Yelich had to dive back safely. I think if that ball hadn't been directly at him, Yelich would never have known that Santana had actually caught it, but it was right in his line of sight. So now, Narvaez is batting with 2 outs and a runner on first. Doolittle working with an 0-2 count, and the runner takes off. The throw goes down to second, and the stolen base is successful as Yelich now has 16 on the season. So Yelich is standing on second. Navarre is still the batter. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Doolittle. Grounder to first. Santana has it, steps on the base for out number 3. So the Brewers get a runner, but they do not score. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 6-6 ball game. And for today's 7th inning stretch, we are going to have our guest conductor coming out today. It is going to be the one and only MC Hammer. Jason Hayward leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hayward facing Devin Williams, who's coming out for his 2nd inning of work. Here's a 1-2 count to Hayward. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Hayward swings and misses at the fastball at 95, and now Wilson Ramos is the batter. 1 strike count. Ramos waiting for the pitch. Popped up on the right side. That's going to be playable. The second baseman, Hyura, has it for out number 2. And now Nico Horner is going to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot. So Doolittle's day is over. Horner comes up with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Nico Horner. And that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Horner is sent back to the dugout. The Cubs' half of the 7th is over. We go to the top of the 8th inning. It is a 6-6 tie. Sammy T is coming out to pitch for the Cubs in the top of the 8th inning. He will face Gyorko Holt and the pitcher's spot in a 6-6 tie. Here's a 1-1 count for Sammy T working. Here's the pitch. Liner past third base into left field. That's going to be a leadoff base hit for Gyorko. So Sammy T now working to Brock Holt with nobody out, runner on first. Here's a 1-2 count. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Holt is sent back to the dugout. He has 3 strikeouts on the day. And Ryan Braun is going to be the batter. He will step up, pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot with 1 out, 1 man on in the top of the 8th inning. 1 strike count. The stolen base is attempted. The throw goes down to second. And Gyorko gets his first stolen base of the season. Ramos looked surprised at that stolen base attempt. He was definitely caught unaware right there. So, 0-2 pitch now to Ryan Braun. Here it comes. That is strike 3 called on the outside corner. 2 strikeouts now for Sammy T, and that brings up the leadoff hitter, Lorenzo Cain, with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Here's a 1-2 pitch. And that is popped up into center field, and a diving Jackie Bradley makes the catch for out number 3. Another excellent defensive play by the Cubs to end the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th now in a 6-6 tie at Wrigley Field. Corey Neville is going to be the new pitcher for the Brewers. He comes in with 30 2/3 innings thrown, 17 walks, 43 strikeouts, and a 4.11 ERA. He will face Happ, Santana, and Bryant in the bottom of the 8th inning. So, Neville facing Happ, looking for the sign. Here's the first pitch. And Happ lines that one on the ground over toward first, but the throw gets away. Hyura's throw is bad. It goes all the way to the dugout, and Happ rounds first and heading for second. He will be on second with a 2-base error. Santana now batting. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position, 3-1 pitch, and Santana, with a good eye, draws the walk from Neville. So the Cubs have an excellent opportunity here. They have first and second, nobody out, and the middle of the lineup coming up. Here is a 1-2 pitch to Chris Bryant. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Bryant waves at the fastball at 95 and then heads back to the dugout. Xander Bogaerts now the batter with 1 out, 2 men on. 1 strike pitch to Xander Bogaerts. And that's a weak grounder up the middle. The pitcher has it, throws to second, the relay to first, and that is an inning-ending double play. So the Cubs squander an opportunity here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We go to the top of the 9th. It is still a 6-6 tie in Chicago. Sammy T coming out to face Urias in the top of the 9th inning. He will face Urias, Yelich, and Higuera in the Brewers lineup. Here is a 1-ball count. Sammy T with the pitch, and he hits him. That is a hit batsman. Urias takes his 10th hit by pitch this season, and that brings up Christian Yelich with nobody out. The go-ahead run standing on first base. Here is a 2-2 count to Yelich. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Yelich swings at the curveball. And now Higuera coming up. 1 out, 1 man on. 1-1 count. And that is lined into the gap in left center field. It is gone. Bradley leaps, but he cannot reach it. That is a home run, number 10 on the season for Heston Kyrou. And now 387 feet, and the Cubs are behind 8-6. So Sammy T has now allowed the Brewers to take the lead. He's going to face Logan Morrison with 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 count to Logan Morrison. That's a grounder up the middle. The shortstop Bogaerts has it, throws to first, and that is out number 2. And John Loaiza is the new pitcher for the Cubs. He comes up with 2 outs and nobody on base in relief of Sammy T. He's going to face Omar Narvaez in the Brewers half of the 9th inning. Here is a 2-strike pitch from John Loaiza. And that is hit hard down the right field line. Is that going to be extra bases? He rounds first, heading for second. Hayward is chasing it back into the corner. And that is a 2-out double for Omar Narvaez, as Hayward gets the ball back into second, but very late. Gyorko now the batter. 2 outs, runner in scoring position, and a 1-2 pitch to Gyorko. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Loaiza gets out of the inning, but not before the damage is done. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning of an 8-6 Brewer lead. So the Cubs are going to send up Tauschman, Bradley, and Hayward in the bottom of the 9th inning to face the lefty, Josh Hader. Hader with an 0-2 count, looking for the pitch. He has 19 saves on the season. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Tauschman is dismissed with the fastball. Bradley now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch to Jackie Bradley. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Bradley chased one high right there. And now the Cubs are down to their final out. Jason Hayward is the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. 0-2 pitch to Jason Hayward. And that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Hayward is set down as Hader strikes out the side to end the game, earning his 20th save of the season. So the Brewers getting 8 runs on 7 hits with 2 errors. The Cubs, 6 runs on 7 hits with 1 error. And the player of the game today is Mike Tauschman of the Cubs. He hit the grand slam home run in the first inning. On the day, he went 1 for 4, scored once, drove in 4, struck out 3 times. That's an interesting choice for player of the game, I suppose. So the Cubs' Sammy T actually takes the loss. He drops to 0-3, inning and two-thirds of two-hit, two-run baseball with 3 strikeouts. But that home run that he allowed to Hiura ended up being the difference in the game in the top of the 9th inning. Hader getting save number 20 and Nebel getting the win. He improves to 5-0. So Josh Lindboom was also injured, but we looked that up. We know he's going to be out for 4 to 5 weeks. So the Brewers improved to 47-61 while the Cubs dropped to 51-58. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.